You know the great thing about a genealogy conference? You get to see all the brand new products and features that companies are putting out for those conferences. And this year at the recent RootsTech experience, MyHeritage did not disappoint with their new features over on their website. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you their new features and showing you just how they work. So stay tuned. If we haven't met before, I'm Lisa, genealogy researcher and author whose YouTube channel here is designed to help you find your ancestors, grow your family tree, but not get overwhelmed in the process. So if it sounds like your cup of tea, you're in the right place. Make sure you watch to the very end of the video because we have a special surprise for you. MyHeritage has released the color coding feature for their family trees, and I am loving this, guys. Color coding on the family trees helps me to visualize my family lines quickly and easily, and I tend to be a very visual person. I like a little color in there. So let me take you over to my family tree on MyHeritage so that you can see what this color coding looks like in action.
Okay, so we are over here at MyHeritage looking at my family tree, and I want to show you the color coding and the features that it has. So I think it's just a really fantastic way of visualizing a family tree. For me, it works really well to be able to glance at it. If I'm looking at this group, knowing this is my mother's entire side, being able to very quickly at a glance recognize who is her paternal side and who is on her mother's side of the tree. I find that visually very, very helpful when I'm researching. And again, you can see on my father's side, my father's going to be in blue, his paternal side is going to be in blue, his maternal side is going to be in green. And these are our standard industry colors, so this is a very helpful feature for us. Now, as usual, if I come back down here, I did want to show you again, if it's been a while, if you're new to the MyHeritage family tree, I did want to show you, so we've not, in addition to the coloring here, we have the little buttons that appear. So if you have a green little button, it says there's a smart match. So the program has found some smart matches to people in other family trees that you might match to, that you would want to explore to see if you can perhaps connect in. And then this little kind of burgundy button, that shows that the algorithm has found record records that might pertain to your ancestor and that you would want to check out. That's a really nice feature as well. Now, in addition, if you found your ancestor here and you wanted to edit the information that you had, I actually really like this. It's just a very quick thing. You can click that edit button there, and it brings up Connie's information. This is my great-grandfather. I can add a picture. I realized I forgot to add the picture, so I can add a picture of him here. And this is all fairly standard of what we're going to see across the board in pretty much any genealogy family tree that you see. But there was something here that I actually really liked, and it was so easy to do. And actually, it's this cause of death button here. I hadn't seen it quite like this. I'm not sure if this is new or if I have just overlooked it in the past. I'm not really seeing it in other programs, but when I click on that, it gives me options to do this. What I really like about that, and of course you can put unknown, is that I can put something in here. And in my great-grandfather's case, he died at 103. He simply died a natural death. What I like it, because I actually come from a medical background, some of you may not realize that, this is a way, if I consistently fill this in, that I can actually perhaps track family illnesses or family health patterns. And I find that very interesting to my research and as a way of knowing what health issues could potentially be in the family line. So that's a little bit of an aside, but it was something else I had noticed when I was working through the colors and working on building out my family tree here, that I really liked having that feature. And when you make a change, you can certainly hit OK, and you're back. So that is the new color coding at MyHeritage's family tree.
I hope you enjoy seeing those colors on the family tree in action. Now, if you enjoy learning about new resources and tools as they become available for your genealogy research, be sure and hit that subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner, and that way you will be able to be notified when I have new videos here on the Are You My Cousin YouTube channel. I'll keep you in the know. Now let's talk DNA, and yes, I'm going there without my trusty DNA friend Mary Everly by my side. The CM Explainer is the newest DNA tool over at MyHeritage. This tool allows you to more accurately determine how you and your DNA matches are related. It takes into account certainly the amount of DNA that you share, but also both of your ages. Now let's go over to MyHeritage once again, and I'm going to show you the CM Explainer in action.
Now here we are over on the MyHeritage DNA overview of my DNA estimates. Like many of you, I have tested my DNA with MyHeritage, and they released a brand new tool at RootsTech that I'm super excited about, and it's called the CM Explainer, and it is this one right here on the left. Okay, so you can access it from the toolbar here or actually from the little drop-down menu here by going to DNA Tools. So I'm over here on that DNA Tools, and I'm going to click in through CM Explainer. Now this stands for centimorgan, and it is a tool, and as it says, it suggests how you might be related to your DNA match based on how much you have shared DNA, how many centimorgans you share, and then as well as putting in your ages. And that actually is amazingly accurate. I really love this feature because DNA is not my strong point. This really helps me out a lot. So let me show you what it does. So I hit the Explore button. All right, so I have a DNA match that I'm not sure who it is. So I happen to know that we share 158.9 centimorgans. All right. Now I'll get to put my age in here. You don't have to, but it does help. It helps narrow down the possibilities. So I'll put my age in here, and yes, I don't mind you knowing how old I am. And I'm going to put in my match's age. Now I actually don't know her exact age, but when I pulled up the match, it said she was in her 80s, so I'm just going to put 80 there. Now I'm going to hit Submit. Now, what it's telling me is that most probably that this is my parent's second cousin or my second cousin. It's giving me a percentage of who that might be. So likely, the most likely scenario is going to be my parent's second cousin or my second cousin. There's a possibility it could be a third cousin, but that's going to be less likely based on her age. Looking down here, it could be that she's a half second cousin, all these other possibilities, but as you can see, the possibilities get actually less, or the probability is getting less. So the most likely relationship that she and I have would be she's my parent's second cousin or my second cousin. So when you come down further, MyHeritage actually puts in, they show you how you might be related. So if I'm over here and if she's my second cousin, we're gonna have great grandparents in common, or if she is my parent's second cousin, we're gonna have great great grandparents in common, and so forth. So this is really helpful to sit down if I'm going to do a research project. It gives me a path to trace out to see where I might fit on one of these lines. And I'm going to obviously start with the parent's second cousin and then the second cousin. Now, this little button right here, Show Probabilities of Most Recent Common Ancestor, if I click that, what it does, it tells me that 49%, almost 50% probability that she and I share the great-great-grandparents. Therefore, this is going to be my first line of research because it has a higher probability of being successful. We definitely have a 30% chance of sharing great-grandparents. So that would be my next line of research if the first one didn't pan out, and then I would just work my way down. So I thought this was such an amazing tool because I didn't have to sit down and draw out, okay, if she's my parent's second cousin, how do I go down, how far back and how far down? It's all right there for me, and I can get right on to the research. So I would love to hear your experiences when you actually go in and start playing around with this and working with this tool.
Now, MyHeritage has a brand new photo dating tool that will be coming out in the future. It has not been released yet, but it is on its way. And this is going to be a game changer. You will have the ability at that point to determine when or what year a photograph was taken. The demos of this tool that I saw were amazingly accurate. Now, what will this do for us as researchers? It'll help us allow to determine a year that a photograph was taken. And if we understand what year a photograph might have been taken, then we can then better be able to predict or to identify the individuals in that particular photograph. Now, I'm not sure when this is going to be released, but I will be sure and let you know when it does. The designers and engineers over at Find My Past want to make sure it is, well, picture perfect before they release it. Okay, now for that surprise I promised you. My friends at Find My Past are offering you a 50% discount off the MyHeritage Complete plan. I will have the link for that below in the top comment, but make sure you hurry because this does expire soon. And of course, to learn more genealogy tools and resources that you can use in your research, be sure and watch the video on your screen.